take a look at this dragon. I think this looks really neat. This is a product that is a Thailand mint set, and admittedly one of the strangest world mint sets I've ever seen. But I love this gold-colored dragon that is on the front of the box. When I zoom out a little bit, and unfortunately this box is old, it's dirty, it has stains on it, it's a little bit torn, and I don't think how shiny the blue on here is appearing on camera as much as it does in person. But you hold it in the light just right, and it does have a really neat shine to it. Hinges on the back. We've got this tiny little locking mechanism right here. I'm going to open that up, and we're going to take a look on the inside. I teased it there. Here we have a padded case for the inside. And again, the same dragon, but this time it's just a drawing of it. And here are our coins, and now those are a lot of coins to appear in one mint set. So these are from the Kingdom of Thailand, which started in 1939. And as you look here, there's 32 coins on this set. Let me pull this out of the way for a moment, and you see everything we're dealing with here. And when I looked on eBay for this set, I found it in multiple different colors. Red was the most blue was the most common, but I saw a red set, a green set, an orange set, maybe even a purple set. But the blue set was the most common, and they're all about the same except for some of the ones that appear on the left, which are some of the better coins that are coming out of here. And so since there are 32 different coins, I am going to point out that there are 16 different coins, and we see the front and the back of each one. So front and back, these, and then front and back all the way across here and all the way across here. Let me talk about the price for a moment. The dealer I got this from said he paid $30 for this set. And then to make a profit, he put a sticker price of $40 on here. I negotiated it down to $35. And then after I bought another $40 or $50 worth of things from his table, he ended up actually selling it to me for $34. So he made a net profit of $4 after holding on to it for about half a year. And for the fun of it, I looked up this set on eBay and found that it was going for about $60 to $70. I just realized that this part of it comes out, and yeah, you can tell that people have been, I don't know if that's inspected by 31 and 4, but just to make this easier, I'm going to hold it without that in there. This is made of pretty solid wood. So let me get this price tag out of the way. We get a closer look here. So the next thing I like about this is it's got this plastic cover on here, which tells us exactly what we're looking at, or at least it gives us an idea of what we're looking for. And so I've made notes about all the coins that are on this lot. We're going to start on the left and work our way to the right. On here, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to notice on here. So, and I'm going to show this with the plastic description on it and off of it. We're going to start with the highlight of the set is the 20 baht silver coin. Let me zoom in a little bit on here. Twist the camera so we can get over here. So here's the description. 36th birthday, 20 baht silver coin. So the longtime ruler of Thailand, and who is the ruler at this time, is King Rama the Ninth. And so We have two of the silver coin. We're going to kind of look at both sides here. And it says it celebrates his 36th birthday, so it's not dated on here. And I'm going to give you the dates of some of these coins, but since this one is not dated, he turned that age in 1963. Catalog number, these don't have KM numbers, they're going to be Y numbers. So this one is Y86. And since it is silver, it is 75% silver. Each one of these is 0.4823 ounces of silver. So just right off the bat, we've got an ounce, pretty close to an ounce of silver on here with these two coins. So that's a good start. Flip back over, we're going to take a look at the two on the right here. It says the 1 baht of the 5th Asian Games. And copper nickel, cupro nickel. And so here it shows King Rama the Ninth again with his wife, Queen Sikrit. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And so this is going to be from 1966. There's a very similar version of this coin for the 6th, not the 5th, but the 6th Asian Games that will appear 4 years later. And so this was I guess it's like an Asian-only Olympics that took place in Bangkok. So, and you can even see 1966 printed on this one. So if I didn't say it earlier, KM87. Let's move over to the next one. The next 1 baht says Europe Tour. And again, another one with the wife here, Queen Sikrit. Has a couple of diamonds on either side of it. This was made in 1962 as a circulating commemorative. And this one is KM or Y83. So we make it to the next one. Find out where I am on the camera here. Here we go. 1 baht, silver. There's our other side. So I'll flip this one over. This one gave me a lot of trouble. Actually, there's several coins in here that gave me trouble finding it in the catalog. So this is the one that was marked as silver. Best I could find is KM 82.1, and it points out that's the version of this coin where he has 3 medals on his what he's wearing right here. And this was made from 1958 through 1960. There is another version of this coin where he's only got 1 medal, and that one is just copper nickel. So we saw it was listed as silver on the plastic piece of here, but my price guide didn't say how much silver was in it. It just said, actually, it listed off as copper, nickel, zinc, silver. And then I think when I looked over on Numista, they report that this is 3% silver. So that is kind of a ripoff. When you're dealing with that little amount of silver, it's not worth even melting the silver out of it if you were the kind of person who wanted to do that. So it says silver, but it's not really going to be valued at silver. And what I've noticed in the past is if you have copper nickel and you add zinc to it, that almost makes it look like a silver colored coin, just because it kind of, at least if it's not in like a proof or mint condition, it kind of gives it a silver look to it. Now, you hold it just right. It does have a little bit of a mirror-like look to it just in the middle right here, but and it does kind of have, I guess, what you would call the milk spots of a silver coin. But best I could find in the catalog, this one is not really worth much silver. So we move over 1 coin, and let's come up to the one right here where it's called 3 Cycles of Life, because this is the last commemorative coin that's in the lot. Nothing else is going to claim to have silver in it, by the way, from here on out. So This one is another one which celebrates his 36th anniversary, so another one from 1963. This one's going to be KM85, and take a look at the unusual reverse on this one. KM85. So we move back down to this one, and a lot of the other coins in this lot are going to be coins that were regular circulating coins. Starting with the 1 baht. This one is the KM84. This one is copper nickel. And one thing about a lot of these coins from Thailand, at least during this time, is if you could read the Thai date on it, it's not the year the coin was made, but it was the year the coin was first made. And so if it said, I think this one's going to say something like their calendar year of 2509, because their calendar is different than ours. But on our calendar, this coin was first minted in 1962, and they ended up minting this coin until about 1982. So they made a ton of these. Yeah, I think the year that would appear on this is 2505. That's what my note said. So all in all, with the 1 baht coin here, they made a total of 883 million of these over 20 years. And so that makes this all of extra nothing special on here. So since there's nothing to distinguish the different years, it's not like Spain where there's the year that it was first minted and then a tiny little note of it was actually made in another year. But nope, these were all going to say the same year. So these next 4 that I'm going to show you are the aluminum, or this is going to tell us that these next ones are made of bronze. And I'll note that my catalog says this denomination is the satang, but they take out the first A. They just call it stangs, which kind of reminds me of, like in America, the Mustang car. People call them stangs. So we're going to look at the 50s, the 10 at top, and then the 25 and the 5 at the bottom here. So come back up through here. The 50 satang, that's a half a baht, made from 1958 through 1987. This says it was bronze, but it's really made of aluminum mixed in with bronze, since they're not going to be completely honest about all the metals that are in these. It does note that there are 3 metals in his uniform on this one. And there were 439 million made of these. That's a back similar to what we've seen before. Come down here to the 25 satang, again with the 3 metals. There were 620 million made of these. Again, that's spanning over 30 years. Come back up to the 10 right here. The 50 was KM81, the 25 was KM80, this one is KM79. There were 50 only, 55 million of these, because they didn't make as many of these smaller denomination coins. And then we come down to the 5 stang, where there were only 46 million of these. There's the back of this one. So then it gets a little bit more confusing to me, because this next coin is labeled as 10 stangs copper. Best I can tell, it's pretty much identical to the one right next to it that's made out of bronze. This one is not in my catalog, so I'm thinking that they made it out of copper just for a mint set, because I don't see it in my catalog that was made, a couple of years ago describing all these. So I'm going to call this one Y79A. I think the back on this copper one looks just the same. And then we come up here to they put the 2 5s together right here, and again they look about the same, although they say that one's copper, and then come up with that one. I'll call that one 78A. Then when we come over to the next row, it says these last four are made out of 10. So we've got back to the 25 and a 5. Come to the bottom, we've got a 10 and a 1 satang. So we're going to skip the 25 for a moment and look at this one here, which is the 25. I think. No, that's the 10, the number 10 in the middle of 10. This is getting confusing. So let's see, we've got pretty much the same portrait in the middle of 10. And again, I could not find it's going to end up looking just like the two over here. Right there, I think. So it does get kind of confusing keeping looking at these different metals. So again, I wonder if they made this one just for mint sets. And I'm losing myself on the screen here. Where am I? Here we go. So this is the 10. Come up here to the 510. This one here. This one is in the book as 78B, made in 1958. And they acknowledge this one was made for sets only. So the last two on here are a little bit different. So we're going to come right here to the 25. This one has a different portrait because it's a different person on it. It has listed as the youth head. I don't believe this is supposed to be King Rama IX. This one is KM 70 and also has a different back than a lot of the rest. You'll see this, I think of it as a winged monkey. It reminds me of the flying monkey from Wizard of Oz, but the name of this mythical creature is the Garuda. So this specific coin was made 1954 through 64. And then the last coin we're going to focus on here is the 1 satang. And this one does not even have a portrait of anybody on it. As it turns out, this coin was started to be produced by Rama VIII, when Rama IX's father was the one in power. So this 110 is KM 57. KM 58, which is a different version of this coin, has a hole punched out of the center. And so this was first made in 1943. Then they skipped it for a couple of years to have the version with the hole punched out on it, and then resumed making it again in the 50s and 60s. So it's kind of unusual that this was kind of added to the entire set that we have here. So an interesting set for sure. Now, one thing that I have heard about Thailand coins is that it's kind of an after the fact set. So they ended up making these later, I believe. So as we were looking through here, none of these were nice and shiny like you would expect from mint coins. I mean, the silver one right here had some interesting toning on it. And so you're just kind of wondering, is this because of, this does feel like it's made out of PVC right here. So these are the kind of flips and that you're not supposed to use this kind of material. And so they may have messed that up because back in the early 60s, no one knew perhaps that PVC was going to mess up your coin. So that could explain why we have what looks like milk spots on some of these. But another thing is the Thailand mint has been known to go back out and instead of producing coins specifically for the mint set they're producing, like what most countries do, they would actually go up and they would pull coins out of circulation and put them into these sets. And so that means that you're not always going to find the best quality coins. Now, I did think it was kind of funny that the 10 coin right here is actually the prettiest, shiniest coin in here out of all these. Now, a couple of these, because of the metals they're in, they are a little bit rare. So if you were to add up the value of all these, it would be kind of surprise you what they're worth. I mean, the one bot where there's 83 million or 800 million of them worth 10 cents, even in this condition. But you've got a couple over on this side that are metals that you don't see as often that were, worth $1.50 or so. So you get an ounce of silver with these two, and then you start adding up to it. So when I first saw this, I had in mind maybe I would take this and put it, if there were enough new coins in my collection, maybe I would pull some out, actually drop them in my collection, and then because there's nothing covering these up, I can just, you know, if I wanted to, I could pry these out of here. However, I was trying to figure out which one looked the best. I think maybe this one right here. There is glue holding these in place. So if I had any notion of pulling these out and putting them in my personal collection and throwing away the box, I can't because they're all glued in, and if I actually got it out of there, it would not only ruin the set, but I would find a damaged, ruined coin inside of it. So still kind of an interesting set, and I love the blue on it. I love the dragon that's on it here. That's just, it's, it's a shame that the box is damaged or just kind of old. You know, no one kept this as a family heirloom for a bunch of years. So just found this interesting. Thought you would like it as well, and hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.